Ralph. Wow. We're gonna get started here in just a couple minutes, my friends. Day trading, I'm sorry. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Let's see. Nice, nice, nice. Keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling. So again, this is our specific product overview. Yes, I'm just reading. Yes. Q and A only. All right, all right. Let us go ahead and get started. I want to respect everybody's time. Obviously, we are a global company, so I know some of you are tuning in from all different places over the globe, over the world. It might be morning time, it might be afternoon, like where I am and tuning in from right now in Las Vegas. It might be nighttime. You might be staying up a little bit later to hop on this call. So we do appreciate you guys. Again, we don't take that for granted. Everybody should be able to hear me now. I see some questions coming in saying, is it muted? You guys should be able to hear me. All good. So welcome, guys. Welcome. This is our specific product overview. For those of you that do not know me, obviously this is open to the public here. My name is Chase Campos. I'm the product expert here at Economy. And this is where we're going to break down some of our specific products on these calls on Friday, right? Just to give you guys a little bit of background of Economy and myself, right? Economy, we're a trading company, right? So we're fintech. We have an educational platform with all things with your retail trading journey, right? Whether it's stock options you want to learn, whether it's forex trading that you want to learn, if you're indices you want to learn how to trade S&P 500 and Dow Jones and Nasdaq, things like that, binary options, right? The trading industry isn't just like a blanket kind of industry. It's just like, oh, you know how to trade one thing, you know how to trade it all, right? There's specific market hours, there's specific, trading sessions and times where it might be more, might be more applicable and best for you to trade based off where you live in your country and your availability. Because let's be real, we're all human. You guys have kids and jobs and responsibilities. So there's going to be a specific time and session and an educator that's easiest for you to kind of hop on and gravitate towards to, take your education and your trading to the next level, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. One thing that I love about Economy and what the corporate team has really done and put together is kind of like I said, this is the one-stop shop for all things within your retail trading journey. Okay. Again, to give you guys a little bit of background of myself, I come from, this is 2024, going on 9 years that I've been in and around the trading space, right? So I got my start 9 years ago when I was literally in your guys' shoes, right? I was just a customer of different products and services and seeing who had the most accurate trading strategy and who gave the best signals, right? And that's what initially caught my eye 9 years ago was the foreign exchange market specifically, as a lot of us know as forex, right? But like I said, you might not like forex the way that I like forex. You might not like forex the way that Ralph likes forex, right? You might be the next best stock options trader, with Jessica Ramos. You might be the next best indices trader with Nigel. Okay. There's going to be something that clicks for you in your brain, right? Because we're individuals. It's kind of like, when we were in school back in the day. Some of us are still in school, right? But some people learn better when the teacher draws on the board and they visually see it, and then some people learn better when they read the whole textbook by themselves at home and they just regurgitate. They keep all the information in their brain, right? So it's your job as the trader, right, and as the adult to go out there, find what works best for you, find what educator that you rock with, that you want to plant your flag with, and then you got to show up on a consistent basis. All right. So that is in a nutshell, how the trading industry works, right? You kind of plant your flag in an industry, in a market, right? and you show up for yourself. This is not something that I'm sorry to burst anybody's bubble. Like we don't have magic robots. We don't spoon feed you anything. Like this is something where I can promise you we have the proper and the right educators in place for you guys to take that strategy and that skill set to the next level. But this is also, a company where they're going to hold you to the fire, right? They want you to take trades by yourself. They want you to become an actual trader. They don't want you to always just need signals and things like that. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about our educators, specifically the man that we're going to be talking to today, Ralph Donqua. He is a fantastic educator. Those of you that have been on his calls before, you know that this guy is a ball of energy. I've been blessed to get to know Ralph over the past couple of years and grow a good friendship with him in a working relationship, which has been awesome. And I'm excited for today with you guys. So with all of that being said, I would love to bring up our man of the hour, Mr. Ralph Donqua. Yee, the man, the myth, the legend. Right there. How we doing, Ralph?
I'm good, man. How are you, bro?
I am fan freaking tastic, guys. This guy, for those of you that do not know Ralph, he has been in trading for about as long as I have, right? About like 9 years now going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Ralph is a family man. He's a father. He likes to pretend that he plays sports, but I'm just kidding. No, this dude's an athlete. He's in the gym, like I said, but more than anything is he's an educator here for you guys at Economy, right? And he takes a lot of pride in that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to hear from him today. But Ralph, any intro for you? Anything you'd like to say to all the great people out there
Yeah, I
before we
think
really get into all the good stuff for everybody?
yeah, I think whoever's here, share this with at least five people. I think
I
because
like that.
this is going to be a bit different from our regular, education. You guys are here, some things that I've gone through, the struggles, how I overcame them. So I think that it would be cool, for you guys to just share it. Go ahead. If you're here, you're part of a team, go ahead, share it to your team. Let your leader, your mentor know that we're on right now and we're gonna have some fun. Anytime me and Chase come together, we make it a bit, make it a bit fun. So I'm excited. I'm amped to be here today with you guys. And let's get going.
Beautiful. Well, we got an interview style for you guys out there, and like Ralph said, this is completely open to the public, right? So we want you guys to send this out. If you guys have been talking to your friends and family or somebody about, hey, I've been utilizing this Menara tool, or I've been, hopping on with my coach Ralph, and they're like, who the heck is just Ralph dude you keep talking about? Like, get them on this call so they can hear from this guy's mouth himself. All right. So let's get into it, man. First and foremost, like how did you even get started, in the world of trading? Like what kind of gravitated you towards this specific industry?
So I got started. Well, so my journey started March, oh no, May of 2013. All right. I used to be part of a network marketing company, which opened my mind up to that there was other ways to make money because I was always into sports, right? Football, I play football down here in Miami, and I didn't know that there was other ways to make money. So a friend of mine, introduced me to that at a particular time. Now, I didn't feel too good about it back then. I had quick success, and I just fell off over time. So a friend of mine told me about trading October of 2015. So because of the industry of network marketing, right? And I just said, okay, I need to find something that I can do by myself, right? I don't need somebody to, um, you know, to grow the business or in order for me to make money. So that friend told me about it. At that time, my wife just told me that she was pregnant. So I just
Mhm.
celebrated my birthday. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. It's hilarious. So my wife told me that she was pregnant. Well, the way she told me was my birthday just passed. So she had so maybe a week after, right? My birthday was October 5th. So a week after she had like a gift basket or a gift bag, and she put in some items. So she put in like a diaper, and then she put in like baby clothes. I'm like, so I took out the diaper. I'm like, huh? Oh, what does this mean? I didn't understand. I wasn't getting it. I was just too slow. Then eventually I found out that I was that we were expecting a child. It's like, oh my God, I was so excited. That excitement took me to now it hitting me to become a reality. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to have a child. At the time, I was a school teacher. I think I was just a school teacher over a year or two. And it just like completely slapped me in the face. It was like, hold up, I'm bringing a child into this world. If something happens to me, what can I give her,
Mhm.
or what can I give him? So it's like it hit me all of a sudden that I'm about to be a father, so I need to, I need to tighten up. I need to find something, and I always want to do business. I always want to do something for myself. So the friend told me about forex. October, I think around October 31st, around Halloween time. He told me about forex. I'm like, yo, what is this forex thing you're talking about? He explained to me like it was like, it's like stocks. I'm like, bruh, where I come from, you gotta have a certain type of money. From what
Yeah.
I've heard in the past,
Yeah.
you gotta have a certain type of money to be able to, dive into stock. I'm like, okay, nah, no, I'm not doing that. But I seen some people that were doing it and they were really successful and young. I'm like, okay, let me try this. So that's how I got started into Forex October of 2015.
Wow. So to say the least, I guess getting your girl pregnant will do the trick, right? We'll do the trick.
Yeah, man.
So if anybody
Yeah,
out there
man.
wants to go full time, no, just kidding.
It's the same.
No, 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 no. That's cool. And obviously, I think everybody has heard that story, before in specific industries. Oh, my girl got pregnant, or even from a
Yeah,
woman's standpoint,
man.
hey, I got pregnant and it lit a fire in my butt. I needed to, take it to the next step. I got a kid coming, right? So what would you say is like what's been the journey from when you actually started, right? You got the diapers and you're like, okay, this is getting real. Like I want to have something to leave, my kids and to now. Like how has that journey kind of been so far?
The journey has been very interesting one. So when I first started, and this is where I'm gonna talk real because sometimes you hear something from somebody being successful, and sometimes we think it's that easy, you know? So this year is gonna be 9 years. When I first started, my wife was pregnant. For me, my wife was pregnant. So it was more about learning the skill set and also being there for my wife because I had to put a lot of time into studying. So at that time, like I said, I was a school teacher. So I go to work, I come home, I spend time with my wife, whatever, take care, whatever we have to do with the house. And then around 10 p.m. till about 1 a.m., I was studying. Right. I did that for 7 days a week for like 6 months straight. So I was putting the work. And but I wasn't
Sacrifice.
seeing the results, right?
Mhm.
Because I didn't have no mentorship. Right. It was just some videos that I'm looking at, and there was nobody to tell me what to do. So I was making a lot of mistakes, right? A lot of mistakes, having no time for nobody telling me what to do. So I think that slowed me down a bit because I was just learning on the job, as they say. All right. So a lot of stuff was me just, failing. Okay, okay, don't do that. Do this. Okay, don't do that. Do this. Oh no, nope, that didn't work. Don't do that. So over the past 6 months, well, the first 6 months was horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible. But I had support system, right? Which was my wife. My wife supported me and pushing me. So, baby, you got this. You good. You good. I'm gonna tell you a story. In March of 2016, right? I went to my wife is from the Bahamas. And so
Mm-hmm.
March of 2016, we had spring break, right? So if you're here, you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. Spring break's like a week off. And we had spring break, so we went over to um her family's house, right, in the Bahamas. And when we went there, at that time, I was just keep losing money. I kept failing, kept failing. She said, "Yo, don't trade, don't." When we go here, I don't even want to hear you talk about forex. I don't want to hear you talk about pip. I don't want to hear you talk about no nothing. So I said, okay. They say happy spouse, happy life, right? Not happy
Right.
wife, happy spouse, because she will include it too. So so she told me not to trade. Okay, I said, okay. Little does she know that even though I say okay, I said I went ahead and I put in some money. I put in $500. Right. Again, past profit doesn't guarantee future gains. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I put in $500 into the trading account. When I when we went there, I was very itchy to go ahead and trade. It's like, bro, you cannot trade. You cannot not trade. It's like it's in you. So I took my phone and I went into the bathroom. I acted like I was sick. All right. So I became I became a like a actor, the best actor in the world. I became better than Will Smith. Right. And I went in there acting as if I was sick. So whilst I was in the bathroom, I took a trade. I came out. Cool. We're chilling. Right. But for those of you that ever traded before, some of you guys might have the same experience. When you put in a trade, you're like very eager to see what's happening in the trade, right?
Yeah,
Especially when you first start.
for
So I was
sure.
very eager. So I was like, oh man, my stomach, like it's not feeling well. Right. No one that no one that I put in a trade. I just want to see it because she told me not to trade. So I went back to the bathroom and I was up. Right. I did something I wasn't supposed to do, which is over leverage, but I was up. I
Hmm.
was up a big amount. So let's say, for example, I was up like $600.
Hmm.
Again, past profit doesn't guarantee future gains. So I was up, a certain amount of money, and I forgot that I told her that I was sick to go in the bathroom. I came out the bathroom excited. I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's. And she like, what in the world happened in the bathroom? Didn't you go in there? You said that you were sick. How did you go in there being sick? You come out being excited. That don't make sense. Then I said, look, see? Oh my God. I showed her that I traded. I was like, that was one of the biggest mistakes. So when I showed her, lucky for me, she was happy. She's like, what? You made that? Finally. And to see the excitement in her face made me now started to believe a bit more. Right. Because
Right.
at a point I was like, I was losing the faith. I was losing. I was like, oh
Mhm.
man, like I'm not good at this. And I started to believe that I wasn't good. So she said, wow, can you do that again tomorrow? It's like, what? So it was a lot of mental stuff with me when I first started. Like, can I do it? Am I good? But I had the support of my wife, right? So over the years, that's when I started to. So after that, that's when I started to see the success. I started to believe. I started to believe, and I started to hang around people that also were doing it. I started to listen to people that's also, were feeding me with positive, positive mindset, positive stuff, giving me some good vibes. So from then, honestly, the journey has been amazing. Has been really amazing. I literally just came back. I'm gonna say this. I literally just came back. I was invited to one of my ex coworkers retirement party. So I literally just came back from my old job just about 30 minutes ago.
Mhm.
And when I went there, I mean, everybody was shocked to see. Well, first of all, they were shocked to see me. It's like excited to see me. The thing
Yeah.
is this: when I was trading, right? When I was teaching and I was trading, I told them about it. I told them, listen, I'm gonna retire myself. I'm gonna do this, but they didn't believe me. They thought I was just talking, talking the talk. Now that it's done, right? It's been 5 years or 6 years. Now that I've left there, when I come back, she's like, yo, what is the stuff you're doing again? Like, cause we see it on Facebook, we see it on Facebook and Instagram. Yo, tell me a little bit. Like, oh, now you believe me, right? So if you're somebody here, don't be like them, right? Your friend is telling you about trading, about whatever forex and etc. Don't be like my ex coworkers, because now they're looking at me, looking at my life. Like he used to be one of us, and now he's doing some great things. Right? So don't want to. So now my life is pretty. I mean, I'm so grateful that my friend told me about forex. Can you believe that my friend that told me about forex is not trading, and then I'm trading, being successful, right? So I'm like, bro, you don't see my life? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you see that this works,
Yeah,
right?
that
But
man's probably kicking himself.
but I think like part of it is that my reason why was a bit more stronger because I had a reason why, right? I
Mhm.
had a wife, I had a kid that was coming, so I
Right.
pushed a bit more than he did. He's single, so I'm not saying that if you're single, you're not gonna make. I'm not saying that. It's
Right.
just
Right.
that I just pushed a bit more, and now my because of my family, I did it for my family. I did it for my wife, I did it for my kid. Now I have a 1 year old. Give me a stronger why. I did it for my parents, right? My parents are living a pretty nice life, right? I'm able to take care of them the way that I can. And it's all because of the opportunity in the foreign exchange market that I had no idea about, even when I was young. I never heard about Forex. I never heard about it. But now that I know about it, I'm trying to make sure everybody at least know. No, try it out. See how it works for you. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Absolutely. And there's two things that I want to touch on something that you said. The first thing being is you got surrounded by a community
Yeah,
in the trading space that
yeah,
was uplifting, that when you'd hop on and go on sessions, it was encouraging you to keep going
yeah,
and to trade properly and with proper, you know what I mean, habits within, not over leveraging, utilizing, take profits and stop loss, like being, that's super important. And that's one thing that, we stress here at Economy. And if you've ever been on one of my onboarding calls, one of my
yeah.
favorite things that from the 9 years of being in the trading space is the community that you feel on live sessions. There's
Agree.
nothing like it. And if you've never been on them, or if you're just somebody that likes to take signals and you're like, oh, I hate Zooms, they're boring. Like, I encourage you to throw that little thought process out of your brain and, oh, it's boring. Like, that's the only time that you're really going to take it to the next level. I say this all the time too. You can take every single trade alert that comes in, but if we're not like engaging and interacting and being
Yeah,
involved on the live sessions,
yeah.
you're not going to understand, what Ralph's doing live when he marks up a chart. You're not going to be able to ask him in real time a question. And again, you're not, like I said, you just, when there's a live trade and everybody's making money, it's fun when everybody's dropping money bags and blue signs, when, you know what I mean, like I can't even explain the feeling if you guys have never been included in
Yeah.
that feeling on a live session, you know what I'm saying. So that's the one thing, is getting in a community in the space, especially if you're trying to learn. Don't think that you're just going to watch some YouTube videos by yourself. I'm not saying that you can't learn that way, but it is much easier and, in my opinion, a lot funner to be around a community like that, right?
Yeah, I could even add on to that, bro. That it's like the YouTube thing is not structured, right?
Thank you.
Structure
Yeah,
is everything. It's
very
like
true.
it's not structured. People are learning left and right, don't know where to start. You're just
Yep.
watching a random video. You don't
Yep.
know what is before. That's why, like right now, all right, we have the boot camp, and people are realizing that I need this before this prerequisite. People are just all over the place, and they see why they fail. It won't work because there's no structure to it.
Exactly. Right, and that's a very good point on the YouTube as well. And then the other thing that you said was the why, right? Like, he was explaining the difference between like his old friend that actually got him involved into trading, who doesn't even trade anymore, compared to himself. And if you guys are on the last specific product overview with Jessica Ramos, and we had Courtney on here, and
Yes.
Courtney was explaining that the reason why she's had success by following along with Jess in the
Mm,
education is
mm,
because of her why, right? She had a big why because, her family and wanting to, make enough money to keep the house and everything like that. So there's a theme with the reasoning on why you're getting involved into the trading space, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
and it's cliche, is what's your why, but it's true. Like, you have to have, especially if you wanted to supplement your teaching job and you want to go full time in something. If you want to make like an additional stream of income and everything like that, of course you still have to have a good why and you have to have clear cut goals. But like the why to, like, if you really want to have this be your full time job and gig, like Ralph just said, he was with a pregnant wife. He had to still, okay, take care of his wife, and then from 11 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning was studying. You know what I mean? Like 7 days a week, like he said. So there's sacrifices that are involved in that as well. Um,
You know something, Chase?
hmm,
One of my mentors once told me, if your reason why don't make you cry, you need a
ooh,
different one.
I like that.
And so if your reason why don't make you cry, then you need a different one. It's not because in business, things are gonna get hard, and you
Mhm.
need your why to push you past
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's I was like, wow.
And
Oh,
that's big because I think we've all heard the why, and if you listen to any, like, personal
yeah,
development things like myself,
yeah,
or read books and stuff, you always hear that the the cars, the houses, and stuff like that, those are low. Those are low vibrational compared to the reasoning why. Because it's
Yeah.
just you can get a car and then what? Then you're done trading. You know what I mean? Then you're never gonna like take it to the next level, take it to the next step. Like that's
Yep.
not a good why, right? So very good. Now, what would you say that is like up until this point, right in the journey? Like, what has been the biggest success that you've had? Also, on the flip side, what has been the biggest challenge or kind of like learning lesson that you've had to learn from? Like, oh, I got greedy and I took off my stop loss and ended up with whatever it may be, right? But biggest win and success, and then biggest, hiccup or challenge you've had to learn from.
You talking about in trading or in general?
Just in trading for sure.
So my biggest success to me, I would say, is that because of trading, I've been able to help a lot of kids with, especially back home. So I was originally born in Ghana, right? And I've been in it, and the system there's a bit different, right? Because no matter how smart you are, right, you need money to go to school, right? It's not like scholarship and all that stuff. So that's something I always wanted to do, but I didn't have the funds to do it. But because of trading, I've been able to help people go to college, right? A lot of people go to college. I started out with 10, then with 50, now it's 100, right? So
Wow.
I have because of that, it's this has helped me to be able to fund um some students to go to college, right? So I think that's my biggest success. When it comes to that, I'm able to help and impact outside of not just my house, because you can make money and it's not really, but
Pay the
I'm a
bills.
person I like to impact. Impact
Right.
is huge.
Yeah.
Leave a legacy behind, right? So that's my biggest challenge was when I was learning it, and especially also in the business, I was taking a lot of time out of spending with my wife and my kid at the time. Now I have two, but and I didn't realize that I needed to make a schedule per se because it's a business,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't have no plan. I was just all over the place,
Yep.
thinking that I'm doing this to help my family, which I was. But the challenge for me as a married man was that I didn't spend enough time with my reason why. All right.
Wow.
So mentally, so in my house, it became like stressful, right? Because then my wife there wasn't happy because I was spending so much time on this and not enough time on her. Right.
Hmm.
So it brought stress to me. And it didn't help me to be a better trader. One of the things about trading is that 90% is mental, 10% is skill set. So if something is going on and you're mentally not there, you're not going to. So it messed with my mind a lot. So I had to fix that. I had to create a schedule for myself. To create. Let's okay. I learned from this time to this time when she's sleeping. I trade from this time to this time when she's not home or whatever it may be. And then the house became a bit more stressless, right? And then it helped me a bit more. So that was the most to me. That was the most difficult. That I had to plan things out, schedule things out because then it was affecting my mental.
Right. Because it's new. It was completely different from when you were a teacher and you had a job.
Completely.
When you probably came home and it was just like, oh, your work is done and now you're just a family man. You know what I mean? You're a dad and you're a husband. Compared to now, it's like
Right.
actually structuring your day because you are a full-time trader
Right.
and not just staring in front of the computer all freaking day long and not looking at your kids once. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, so in like short terms, all right, like anybody in the chat, like you guys are on the call, you guys remember those in the States at least, they have those books like you could get at any like the bookstores, and it's like marriage for dummies or like relationships for dummies or like trading for dummies, like the stock
Wow.
market for dummies. You remember that book at all, Ralph?
Yep. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So for what in easy terms, like what would you explain like Forex for dummies for like in a short term?
Yeah. And by the way, when he says that, he's not talking at you. He's just
I'm not
saying.
talking to anybody specific. I'm
I'm like, he called me a dummy? Like, what? How dare he? No, no, no. So the foreign exchange market, in a sense, and I'm pretty sure if you ever traveled to another country before, you probably were part of the foreign exchange. So the foreign exchange forex for short is basically, let's say for example, think about your favorite country to visit, okay, or your favorite city to visit. Some might say Dubai, some might say Bali, some might say I don't know wherever, right? So let's say you travel to another country. When you travel to that country, you have to exchange your local currency, right, for that other country's currency. Let's have an example. I travel. So back in the day, if I travel to London, right, I'm in the US, I had to exchange my US dollar for the British pound. So when you go to the foreign exchange bureau, right, to the booth, right, at some point, one currency is stronger than the other, right? Either the dollar might be stronger than the pound or the pound might be stronger than the dollar. So when you make that exchange, right, someone is losing and someone is gaining, right? So let's say, for example, I had $1,000 and I was going to England, right? And I had a rich uncle there. When I went there, I wanted to exchange, or I exchanged my currency, and let's say it went to 1,200 pounds. Right? Instead of $1,000 to 1,200 pounds, right? Because whatever reason. Now, when I went there, my uncle said, "Hey, Ralph, I got you, right? Don't spend nothing. I'm gonna take care of you." Okay. So when I'm done, I'm enjoying life, doing whatever I gotta do. When I'm coming back, guess what? I have to exchange my pounds now back to the US dollar. So let's say the US dollar got stronger. So I went from 12 from having $1,000 when I originally went there. Now when I got my money back, and now I got 1,500. Right. So that is foreign exchange. You exchange one currency for the other, but now we don't have to buy a ticket to go to another country to do that.
Right.
Right? We can actually do this right on our phone. So there's an app called MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 you can download, and we can do those exchanges right on our phone. So what we do is that we analyze to see which currency is stronger and which currency is weaker, and we buy or we sell. And that's it. That's what Forex is, right? That's a simple way of me, you know, explaining what the foreign exchange market is.
Now, obviously, everybody out there, there's a method to the madness, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just
It's
like
not that simple. Yeah.
that's where technical analysis comes from, and actually having a
Yeah.
training plan, proper risk management, and a strategy that you're following to understand which currencies to buy and if it's a buy or it's a sell and everything like that. Which our educators teach you when you join Economy, right? So you're not alone. You're not wondering about, well, do I buy? Do I sell? Where do I start? Like, we got all that here for you at Economy, right? So you are, and this guy specifically, Ralph is our basics educator, okay? So he holds your hand through the entire process of you being a beginner to, you gradually getting your way and becoming a beautiful butterfly eventually, right? So that is that. All right. Now, for Forex specifically with you, like I was explaining earlier, there's a bunch of different markets that you could have decided to trade in: stocks, indices with Nigel, and you know what I mean, binary options. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that you could have traded. What was the most attractive thing about Forex that kind of made you plant your flag in this industry?
I think as um it's a simple answer for me. It's because of who I had as a mentor, who I
Okay.
seen that were doing it. I think for me, I'm not really risky.
Mm,
I'm not that risk taker. I don't like heights. When I see like I'm just not so Forex it's like my demeanor. Out of all of the other ones, it's very mild, like indices is scary to me. It moves fast. So I think the reason why I chose Forex, one, because I seen I think everyone else was doing it at the time, and I just like the pace. The pace is more my style. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. It's just perfect.
okay. And that's typically what I saw too. Like, mind you, 9 years ago when I started, and I had different companies and things like that in the past as well too. Like, we didn't even have an option to learn stocks or crypto, or
Right,
it was
right.
just Forex. So I mean, that's like all I thought. That's all I thought there was. Like I
Right.
knew same thing, like you said. When you hear trading, first thing you think of is stocks. But at the time, I didn't know where the first place to buy a stock was. I was like, you got to go like to the company, like and knock on the door, like, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
didn't even know where to start. So
You
that,
know, it's funny you say that because a few weeks ago, right, Jessica was, which is a stock option educator, she was doing a boot camp, and so many things I learned so much from that. And that's one thing I love about this company. Even though I might be what they call an expert trader, I don't know nothing about stock option.
yeah,
So
right.
I had the option to go and learn it, and I learned a lot. That's like interesting. Right. And like Jessica Ramos is I mean, she's phenomenal, phenomenal.
Top
And the
tier.
way she breaks things down, she reminds me of a guy. He's wearing like a green shirt right now. I don't know. Like a guy, I mean, she remind me of him. They call him Mr. Danquah, but I don't know if you know him. But she's a phenomenal trader. I mean, and educator. So I'm so grateful, to be in this space right now. Like you said, back then we had there's nothing, it was just Forex. But now we have the opportunity to learn crypto. I
Yeah,
mean, stock, even binary option.
yeah,
It's amazing. So yeah, I just for me the Forex was just what I knew then. But now now it's different. I'm trying to, you know, do different things so that if Forex is slow, or it's hey, I'm at stock option. You sleep, or I'm going to
yeah.
do first. Like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Trying to make
Right.
money all over the place.
Very good. So that's a perfect kind of like segue into my next question. So you were kind of hitting points on kind of what differentiates us from other things on the market, right? Now, what specifically differentiates you from other educators on the market? For example, like you said in the past, and we don't have to name names on companies and things like that. And but you said you worked
Well,
for
now I'm playing.
yeah, you said you worked for, another company before in the past, but like being here for a while now, like what separates us from the rest, specifically
Yeah,
your sessions.
I think number one is the freedom to be me.
I love
I don't have to be this person that because when you talk about financial you know literacy and stuff like that, you have this. You're supposed to be wear a suit and this and that and this and it's like
yeah,
I
for
get to be
sure.
myself. That's number one. Number two, I think that this company is very transparent. Every single week the results are sent out. You can see the losses of the educator. You can see the wins of the educator. I have not seen it in any company. And the third thing is that the results are real, right? I've never been part of a company that we have results the way we have. I mean, just me alone, which we might share it at the end, right?
Yeah, we
Just
will.
me alone, like if you just take my trades alone, you're doing well. But we have people like Jessica. Again, past profit doesn't guarantee future gains, but like just 90% of the time, every single week. I mean, she has 90%. It's crazy. Right? I've never seen such an elite group of, and I'm not saying it because I'm part of the company. It's true. There's evidence every week. They're sent up the transparent with the trades that's being taken and etc. It's amazing. So like for me, that's what sticks out: the transparency, the freedom to be yourself as an educator. What was the first thing I said? Um, I see
You
these grades.
how handsome you were?
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna see these grades. I'm getting old, right? But yeah, those are the three things.
Very good. Very good. So going into, let's see. All right. Okay,
I know.
this is good. So like I was saying before too. Well, and on top of that, to go off of what Ralph was just saying about having the transparency with our trades and everything. He's not just saying this because he's the one that counts up his pip count and gives us a call at the end. No, we have like a whole team, like our statisticians on the call right now who does this for us, right? And that's what Ralph's saying is like we really have a team in place that is specifically watching all the trades, counting them, putting them out for you guys in the field so we can be transparent, right? And
Yeah.
I can also second that. I have not seen something like that in my experience in 9 years, and also have not seen educators like we have, like he's been talking about Jess and Nigel and Idris and himself. Like there's I've not seen anything in the market like we have here with them, right? Now going into what would you recommend a person that like to learn from you? Like what are they gonna be
Yeah.
from you in your class? Like I said, you are our basics educator. You do specialize in educating and training people on one of our software products, Monara. But like, what would you say? Like, give us your pitch right now, Ralph.
Yeah.
Like, why should people show up to your live sessions?
Yeah. I think that's a great question. 90% of people that's in the forex market, and this is real. I'm not trying to deter anybody, but 90% of people that's in the forex market fail. All
For
right.
sure.
And it doesn't matter how good the company may be. There are some habits that people do to fail. For example, in our sessions, right? One of the things I say all the time is that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So that means that if you don't plan, right, your business or your forex career or whatever it may be, you already failed. So how do we go from being part of the 10% and not being part of the 90%? That's by having a mentor, right? When my first 6 months, I didn't have no mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was losing left and right. I didn't have nobody to tell me what to do and what not to do. So one of the differences, or one of the things that I do is I'm everybody's mentor, right? I give everybody access to message me on Telegram or to message me on I'm about to say MySpace. Ooh. Instagram.
Great yourself, buddy. Just
Right, on Instagram. The reason why is because I didn't have it. And I know how it feels not to have someone to guide you. So what I do is that I take your hand and teach you what you should be doing,
yes.
where you should start, what's step number 2, what's step number 3, what's step number 4, and so on and so forth. Right? Because somebody gets started in other companies and they're at step number 14.
That's
That
correct.
means they want to get into the charts and start trading. And most of the time, what happens is that that person will blow their account.
Mm-hmm.
Not understanding, hey, maybe if I have $100 in my account or £100 in my account, maybe I should be growing my account slowly, right? So, like, there's a saying, little drops of water make a mighty ocean, right? So slowly, we teach you how to grow your account slowly, and eventually you will see success in your trading journey. So I'm one of those that I took the long way. Right? I didn't take the shortcut. I took the long way. Slowly I grew my account. And now I'm able to see a certain amount of money where if I do it one time, if I trade one time, mm, right, it's pretty nice. When I trade one time, a lot of people look like, okay, that's beautiful. So that's what you get with me. You have that teacher, that mentor, and that person that will guide you step by step on how to be a profitable trader.
Yes. And you get a part-time comedian on live sessions. You get a good laugh when you hop on Ralph's calls too.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say this. I'll say this. I'm one of those that I didn't do too well in school. I was an average. I was an average student. That's because my teachers at the time weren't like I didn't. How do you say? I wasn't. Um, they didn't not attracted me, but it wasn't engaging. So it was
Mm,
boring. It was very boring. And in the forex world, you have a lot of not here though, but you have a lot of boring teachers. They're boring. First of all, this is already a new information for us to learn that's different from what we ever learned.
yeah.
So I like to make it fun, right? I like to make it, I'm very animated. I like to be myself. That's why I said before with this company, they allow me to be myself. I don't have to be. So guys, they're like, come on, man. Let's have fun. So yeah, man.
I like that because no, that's true. That's a lot of that's from my experience and seeing people come and go from the industry. It's it's like, oh, well, the live sessions are just like I'm falling asleep. Like it's blah 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 blah. You know, it's boring. When it's just like, yeah, like you said, some educators just are like, and I can second that as well too. Like some educators, like you get on because you want to like put the reps in, but like you're damn
Yeah,
near falling asleep every single
right,
time, and you're like, I'm
right,
not even learning. Like I'm literally
right,
just kind of wasting my time
right.
showing up on a Zoom where I'm not like retaining anything. But again, you guys, anybody that has been in Ralph's session, I know there's a bunch of you guys on the call, and we'll open up chat here in a little bit, but you guys know that Ralph, you're not falling asleep on Ralph's call. That's for sure. Um, but perfect, man. I think now's a great time, kind of to you just explained what people get when they follow you along and join your sessions and kind of plant their flag with you.
Yeah,
So I know we have a special guest here today for
that's right.
everybody. You guys can hear from, me all day long, blab, and you can hear from Ralph, talk about his experiences in trading. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're like, ah, yeah, but this guy's been trading for 9 years. This other guy, Chase, he's been around this space for 9 years too. Like I'm brand new. Like this is all a pipe dream for me. You know what I mean? Like somebody like tell me for real, like how long is it going to take me to be profitable, or how long is it going to take me to see success in this industry. So like I said, we have a guest for you guys today, to hear not only from us but from the customer's mouth as well too, right here at Economy. This is somebody that has just come into Economy's platform as a customer, just like you, or just like some of you are potentially going to after this call, right? And made a decision, made a commitment, and showed up for himself week in and week out and put the reps in ultimately, right? So, Ralph, I'll give you the opportunity to bring up our friend here.
Of course. So I have well, I won't say student, but a friend now. Definitely someone I highly respect, and I want you guys to hear from his mouth, right? Mr. Levi, are you there? I want you guys to hear it straight from his mouth. I want you to share, you know, your experience here, your experience with EA and how you have, how it has helped you over these past few months.
Sure, absolutely. Happy to be here with you guys. First and foremost, what's up, Chase?
What's going on,
Appreciate you,
brother?
bro.
Thank
And
you.
Mr. Danquah, always got to give my respect to you, bro. Thank you so much. Uh, I'm happy to be here and share my story. So, I tried trading back in 2017. Had took an educational course, and hopefully my wife isn't listening. But I blew 4 accounts. I put $1,000 in and blew it. Put $1,000 in and blew it 4 times, and then I said I'm done. I can't do it. When I came over here in September of 23, is when I got started here. I was really excited to dive into the education, finding out how everything worked. And yeah, Ralph, if you guys don't attend Ralph's sessions, you guys are missing out a lot because I call it edutainment because he will make sure you learn and have fun at the same time. So as a complete beginner, basically, I was coming in fresh, green, trying to learn everything and utilizing the tools and just following along with everything that Ralph said. So I started using his system, his checkpoints. And as a complete beginner, when I started going live, I was able to take 131 trades and have an 86% win rate,
Wow.
which I thought was crazy. So I was
Wow.
so I was really excited and then got in. So I kept going, having a lot of success and eventually started looking into, there's some things in the foreign exchange market called funded accounts, and was able to pass several of those. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize that 95% of people actually don't pass those. So to be able to find out that with the tools and resources here at Economy, along with the education pieces, I was able to do something that only 5% of traders were able to do. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is big time. So truly a blessing. It's been great ever since. And I'm just truly grateful to be here and utilizing the tools and resources and having such a great community. So if it wasn't for Ralph, man, I don't know where I'd be.
I love that, Levi. Now, what would you say is like, were did what were some of the sacrifices like you had to make? Like obviously deciding that, hey, instead of turning on the the ball game. I'm gonna actually hop on Ralph's freaking live session. Like, were those some of the sacrifices we had to make, or for you, like, what were some that you had to do?
For me, I was so I was running a business, and I had watched. So about 4 years ago I left corporate America, was running my own business, and had plenty of freedom. So I got used to that lifestyle. But what I noticed was that I didn't have a way to make my money work for me. And eventually, when business became slow, I ended up having to go back to a corporate job. So to me, getting on the sessions with Ralph and everything like that, that was like it was a must. So it wasn't like to me, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was, you got to learn this because you're back doing something that you walked away from and don't want to be doing.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I missed sports, stuff like that. But the cool thing was, even my kids in my house, I got a 11-year-old who is interested in entrepreneurial stuff. So he got excited. So we actually were learning together. So it was more of an opportunity
Wow.
for me to spend time with the family doing something fun. So yeah, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was more of an opportunity to make the difference. And
Wow.
needless to say, I'm not in corporate America anymore.
I love that.
Hey.
Right. And that's something that I tell you guys on the onboarding call with me, when if you guys have ever been on too. It's just like, when you decide you're getting into the trading space, you got to vocalize this. I mean, not like Levi did in the beginning. Levi wasn't telling his wife he was trading. We want to vocalize like, hey, this is why I'm on a Zoom at 5 p.m. every single night on Wednesdays or something. Like, I know you want me to watch the freaking Bachelor with you, but like, look, dad's on here. I'm trying to, learn a skill set that's going to impact our family. And then also, like you heard him, even getting your kids involved. And Jess is our stock options educator, is huge on this. Her kids are already trading and doing stuff like that, obviously, because that's their mom. But even like we're hearing with Levi, like, nah, like, come over here, look what I'm doing, like, and somebody like
Yeah.
your child who's already has that entrepreneurial spark, that's huge. Now, what would you say? We don't have to get into like crazy specifics or anything like that, but if you're comfortable, like, what would you say your like some of your results are since learning and you're like taking like trades from Ralph? Maybe some, like you said, by yourself. I know you were taking his trades, but like maybe by yourself and learning how to maybe utilize and use Manara or something like that.
Yeah, so well, my wife trades with me too. So she took one trade from
Hey,
Ralph.
there you go, right there. She's a part of the game now. There she goes.
Oh yeah, it's a family affair around here, man. Having fun. uh, but so my wife was able to take one trade just last week from Ralph, and she made 1% on one trade. So
Wow.
and when I got started, and I got my funded account, that's where I really wanted to try to grow. And I made, past profits don't guarantee future gains, but I was able to make 15% in 12 days on that account. So, and that was just strictly Manara trades, just utilizing Manara. And, hey, Ralph, the trend is your
Talk
friend.
that talk. Talk
Trend
that
is your
talk.
friend.
Yeah.
So that was a great opportunity to just really see how the market works, how the tools are really just that powerful with what we have. And so now my goal is each week to roughly try to grow my account about 20 to 25% per week now.
Wow.
I absolutely love that. That's great. And I'm glad to hear your success, because I see a lot of people, I help out with the support department and everything too. And I think, a lot of people will come in and they're like, oh, why is every trade that I take on Manara, it hits my stop loss? Or how come like everything that I take on Manara, it's
Right.
not profitable? And my theory, I have a theory, right, is that new students are just joining in economy, right? And they're almost doing like what Ralph, you said
Yep.
in the old company, or when you go to YouTube and you're
Yep.
starting on step 14,
Yep.
and step 14 is you trying to go on Manara, click some
Yep.
buttons, but you don't
Yep.
even know what pattern you're looking at when it
Yep.
says a double top and a head and shoulders and a butterfly and a bat. You don't even know what that is. All
Yep.
you see is an entry, a take profit, and a stop loss, and you're just entering the market, right?
But can I share something? Can I share something?
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of times when people say that, because look, in order for you to blow your account, it has nothing to do with the trades. It has nothing to do with the trades that you took. It has everything to do with your over leveraging. It's you, right? People blame the loss. It's not the loss. It's what you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
if
true.
there are three ways to blow an account: over trading, over leveraging, and not putting a stop loss.
Boom.
So that's nothing to do with the trade itself. It has everything to do with what you did with your MetaTrader 4. And this is what people are not learning. People don't
Yes.
want to learn. They just want to go straight to the money instead of going through the process to get to that point. Because look, I've blown 15 accounts when I first in my first 6 months was 15 plus blown accounts. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So, but I don't want us to be in that same shoe. I don't want you to be in that same shoe that I went through. Hey,
Right.
why is it blurry? Right. So, like, when it comes to blown accounts, it has nothing to do with we blaming the system. No, it's not the system. It's that we haven't gone through learning the right process in order for us to be a profitable trader. So, if you're here, you're listening to me, go through the boot camp.
Yeah.
Go in the sessions, learn from the educators, have a trading plan. These things will help you to become successful. And this is why Levi is where he is. He listens. He's not one of those people that come, hey Ralph, message me on IG. Hey Ralph, I blew my account. What happened? Oh, Menard, this Menard. No. And sometimes I want to say, no, it's you, but I have to be gentle. I have to be, I have to be nice. I'm like, bruh, it's you. It's not, no, anyway, go ahead. Let me shut up.
No, that was great. No, that was great because I think no, it is, and that's what it is, and that's where I was kind of going to is, this is somebody who learned from Ralph, got the confidence. Look, Ralph can't pass his funded challenge. You know what I mean? Like Ralph wasn't the one that did that. Levi's the one that did that, and we're
Correct.
not saying that
Correct.
oh, but you just come over and join Economy, and we're just going to pass funded accounts. Like he said, past profits do not are not indicative of future results. But with the strategy that you're learning from Ralph, combined with your confidence that you build within the trading industry, you can start to get to a point to pass a funded challenge or take some trades by yourself. You know what I mean? And it'll get to that point to where, like you see here, Levi, utilizing Manara like it's supposed to be used by yourself eventually, not right away, if you're not an experienced trader. Like once you work up that muscle, now he can come on and have his system 8 o'clock every morning. I'm gonna pull up whatever it is for him, right? He has his system to go through and utilize the tool, right? And let me ask you, Levi, have you ever had a losing trade on Manara?
Definitely.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Right,
yeah.
nothing's 100%. You're gonna, and I show you guys on the onboarding call. It says complete, incomplete, successful, or failed. The failed is there for a reason because it's not always going to go our way. Ralph, Levi, Jessica Ramos, freaking Hassan Mahmoud himself, the CEO. Everybody's gonna take a loss in their trading journey, right?
Always.
It's about how Jess says, learning how to lose and not over leveraging and mitigating our losses.
I like that. Learning how to lose. Of
Learning
course.
how to. Well, that is that. Any last words that you have for us, Levi? Anything you want to send out to maybe anybody that's kind of teetering on the fence about not knowing what market to start in, if they're haven't really been they've been doing the hokey pokey 1 foot out 1 foot in with Ralph's sessions. Like what are some advice you have for everybody?
I just say choose a horse and run with it, because when I first got started, I did the mistakes. I didn't go into Ralph sessions right away. I was just trying to hop on charts, and I was one of those people. Menard's just hitting stop loss. Well, Ralph showed you why if you if you go through his courses.
Right.
So I just say if you pick a lane that you want to start with. And I think, what Ralph teaches is great. Obviously, it worked really well for me. So, he teaches you how to get in at an entry level, start learning and build that muscle. So once you be able to build that muscle, then everything else opens up for you. And then, there's going to be a time where it clicks and you get this aha moment. And all of a sudden now you're going to be able to have a lot of success. So what I've seen here and what we have is far beyond what anybody else has as far as the education piece, the community, but not only that, actually able to get results so you can earn while you learn here. And that's the piece that I think a lot of people need. And so I'm just blessed and grateful to be here, and happy to be sharing with you guys. Always.
Levi, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's, some people don't like getting out and speaking in front of 200 plus people, but I know that your story specifically touched somebody, and it's going to move somebody in that right direction to next week get them on Ralph's call, right? So again, we really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Very good. Now, lastly, to wrap everything up for you guys, I would love for you guys to throw in some questions. Me and Ralph can answer these for you. I see some of you guys already rolling them in. Ralph, you can see the questions too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead, guys. If you have questions, throw them in the Q&A. We'll go ahead and we'll answer them out loud. I say we just say their name, and then even if it doesn't say, we says anonymous attendee, whatever. We'll answer you guys' questions straight up, and then we'll show you how to hop on and find Ralph's live sessions, where you guys should start, show some results, and then we'll wrap up the call for you guys. So,
I think I see a question at the very top, because that question has been there for.
Yeah, let's start at the top. Anonymous attendee, go ahead, Ralph.
So it says, what would be your advice to an advanced trader who is not yet profitable? So very, very good question. I think it's a very good question. Now, I always say this: being a good trader and being profitable are two different things. All right. So being an advanced trader means that you're saying that you know your stuff on the charts. But if you're not profitable, that means that you have no trading plan. You're not sticking to your trading plan. You're not doing those things that will keep your money, right? So knowing the stuff on the chart, because look, we're always going to take a
good. That is good. That's very key.
Right? We're always going to take a loss, but that loss might be a huge loss, right? Which affects your account. So I always say, to be a profitable trader, you have to learn how to minimize your losses and maximize your gains, right? So the losses we have to minimize as much as possible. And then when we win, we maximize as much as possible, right? So coming into those sessions, asking me questions. So if you want to reach out to me privately, you can. You can message me on Instagram or Telegram. I answer everybody, right? Everybody knows I answer every. People are like, how do you do that? I just have the love for people. It's just me. So you can message me. It's at Mr. Danqua. It's right on your screen, right, on IG, or on Telegram. So at Mr. Danquah, MrDanquah. If you want to have questions, specific questions, because this is the thing, this is the challenge. Every single session I have both beginners, I have both intermediate, and I have both advanced. I have all three. It's like every session. So I try to help everyone, but sometimes I don't get to go so much into the advanced. So if you have a question, just reach out to me and I got you. All right. So I think that's a great question.
Right. Second one that I see right here is, oh wait, okay, you did that one. So in your opinion, is there a higher chance of success growing a small account to a large account versus putting a lot of money in and taking big trades from the start?
I think that's another good question. I think as a beginner, I will grow it gradually. It's more because, again, this is not a short-term thing. It's a long-term, right? So I have a growth plan or I have a plan that I did where I went from $100 to six figures in a year, in 12 months, right? So I went from $100 to six, and I did that, right? But it takes a lot of discipline. It takes you knowing exactly. So basically, it was just catching 50 pips a trade and getting 250 pips. So winning 5 trades a week at 50 pips a week. And it disciplined me to be a better trader, right? So I wasn't taking random trades. I was taking calculated trades, right? So I think when it comes to that, it's more so you yourself making sure that hold on, where's the question go?
Right here in dismiss. Sorry. It says, yeah. So in your opinion, is there a higher chance of success growing a small?
Yeah. So definitely for me, I'd rather move it slow, right? Little drops of water make a mighty ocean. Yes. So the answer is yes. Yes.
Very good. So Max says, hello, Ralph and Chase. Peace. What is up, Max? Monkowski. What's going on?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Kesha. Good day. How can we connect or contact you on Telegram?
So at Mr. Danquah, MrDanquah.
Mr. Danqua. There you go. He's typing it. Janice says, love being on a call with Ralph. Learned so much. Shout out you, Janice. Amoy Miller, as a newbie just starting, if I start with 50 USD, can I start trading the whole the whole $50 in my trading account, or can I trade 20 at first and gradually take from my account and continue trading? I'll let
So
you hit it.
yeah, so when you trade in, you don't trade the whole amount,
Right.
right? So if you have 100, if you have 200, 500, whatever it may be, you're not trading a whole 100, you're not trading a whole 50, whatever it may be. You're trading fractions, right? So these are things that you learn in the ECA. So what happens is that you trade maybe, let's say for example, you have $100, right? And every time you trade, remember in the Forex market, we make money every time the market moves. So if it moves 20 times, right, and you trade 1 cent out of the $100, right? I'm trying to break it down in a way that you can understand. So out of the $100, you're trading 1 cent, and every time the market moves, make money. If it goes in your way or if it goes against you, you lose money, right? So it's one. So 0.01 is like 1 cent times how many times the market moves. So that's how we make money on the markets. It's not we're trading the whole 50 or trading the whole thing, all right? Or you're trading $10 of that. No, this is not stocks, right? So we don't move like that, right? So we trade every time the market moves, we make money based on a certain lot size that we trade.
And honestly, I will chime in and say that $50 is way too low.
I agree.
Personally, and I think Ralph will agree with me
I agree.
that $50 is just way too low, specifically in another term of kind of what Ralph was explaining. You don't have a lot of room in that account to take trades, really, especially with just like the leverage that you'd have on that account and how quickly you could lose the $50. Like that's very, easy to do. So I don't necessarily recommend starting with that low now. What's the feeling for for a person who is new to trading? Well, I'd say you have probably a lot of nerves, excitement, questions, you know what I mean? But what you should feel like a student, right? You should feel like this is something that's brand new to you, and you should kind of approach it that way and kind of be a blank canvas in a sense, right? And just show up and, like Ralph said, start from the videos, go through the boot camps, and hop on with this guy since he's our basics educator, right? Like I stress this a lot. Like you're gonna have a completely different experience hopping on a Ralph call first compared to scalping an indice with US 30 with a dollar. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be a completely different session, right? So definitely,
Yep.
be a blank canvas and, be excited, but also be a student. That's my advice to you. Moy Miller again. Do you keep one account throughout the trading journey? I noticed Ralph saying he has blown multiple accounts in the past.
Yeah, I mean you can. You're definitely anything is possible. Yes, of
Okay.
course.
And guys, that's another thing. It's not just like in the trade. You can have multiple different broker accounts. Like there's literally no cap on like how many. If you want to have one account with, you do specific trades in this or you trade differently. Like obviously that's the way once you get into like expert trading, you know what I mean, and you're doing different things, you're testing different strategies. That's how you'd probably want to approach it. Is not like go and try to like learn and test out a new strategy on like your main account, right? So yeah, you can have multiple accounts as well.
Can I add this to it? Like when people are going live, right? A lot of
Mhm.
times people like to put in the most money that they can on a live account. And when it's blown, they don't have no more money. Right. What I would suggest is that, let's say, for example, you have $500 to trade with. Start with 100, right? Learn how to trade live. Learn the process of trading live. And then if something happens, at least you have 400 to go. But you can always add on to the account, but you can never get back what you lost, right?
Yep.
So I would suggest starting at least with $100, right? So I know I seen a question, right? What do you start with? I'll suggest at least $100. That's the minimum that I say, and then learn how to trade live, right? You don't want to
Mhm.
go, okay, oh, I have $1,000 sitting around, and you put a whole $1,000 in it. But when you're new, right, you can make certain mistakes and you lose 1,000 and it's done, right? But
Yep.
at least if you have 100, you can just put 100, leave the 900. I was like, oh, okay, I'm a mistake. Oh, now I know what to do. All right, let me put another 100, right? Then I was like, okay, now I get it. Now let me put the rest of 800 and let me trade with that, right? That's an advice I think is very key because a lot of us, we've just put all the money that we have to trade with. And once that's blown, it's like, bye-bye. It's like, oh, this is a scam. No,
Yes, literally. Why didn't you
no.
tell me this when I started trading? You just let me throw $2,000 in. Just go Wild West
No,
on
I
stuff.
didn't know. I didn't know either. I didn't
No,
know.
I know. No, I was the same way. But yeah, that's a great nugget from Ralph right there, guys. So there you go, right there.
Bro, the
Amor.
questions are coming crazy.
Yeah. Where can we find Ralph's videos, guys? I'll show you this at the end. Is trading like gambling? Keisha, trading is not like gambling. I always say this on my sessions as well too. If you guys want to gamble, come on down to where I live. I am born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. You guys can come visit me over here. I'll pick you up from the airport. I'll take you to whatever casinos you want to go visit, and we'll go blow our. Trading is a skill set that we're learning for the long run, right? Nobody's, like I said, I always tell you, I don't care who your upline is. I don't care what TikTok video you watch. I'm here to give you realistic expectations about the trading industry and about economy. That's my job here, right? So this is not you're just gonna come in here one day, watch one Ralph video, and be freaking Warren Buffett the next. Like, no, this is like you heard from Levi. You got to come in. Even Levi said, I put trial and error, $1,000 blown it, $1,000 blown it. But then he found an educator and a coach and a mentor with Ralph that eases that learning curve, right? Not like you hear
Yeah.
me and Ralph going here and blowing thousands and 20 different accounts that we've blown and this, that, and the third. Like when you have somebody like Ralph and our educators who teach you the proper habits to create in the beginning, which is also what I tell you guys. It's about habits. That's one thing that when I look back on my experience, I did not have any of these habits that Ralph is talking about. I took any trade that came under the sun. I over leveraged every single freaking trade. And I had no plan. I had no risk management. I had no direction whatsoever. Right. So if you're going to trade like me when I started, that's gambling, right? But if you want to be strategic and learn the skill set of trading, then you're going to hop on with economy and hop on Ralph's calls, right? So no, it's not like gambling, right? No question. Just thank you, Ro. Thank you so much. Thank you for hopping on. How do I get in the boot camp? Carl, I will show you where the boot camp is. You just missed it. Actually, next week is the last 3 days, right, Ralph?
Yeah, that's correct.
So I'll show you guys where that is. What broker do I use to trade stocks from Nigeria? Unfortunately, we work for a trading company. Legally, we cannot give any broker recommendations or anything like that. For whoever sent this question in, it says anonymous attendee. I always tell you guys, just Google best brokers in Nigeria or best brokers in my region or whatever. Like there's thousands of different brokers, guys, right? You do want to do your due diligence on the ones that you're vetting, but unfortunately we can't give like, oh, go get this one. We can't give that kind of insight. Been struggling how to calculate pips in creating a trade plan. Okay, this is from an anonymous.
Yeah, tell them, like whoever that asked that question, just message me privately. Message
Okay.
me on Instagram
Perfect.
or Telegram.
Message Ralph if that's your question. Been struggling how to calculate pips and creating a trade plan. Message Ralph. Very good. And we also have videos in the back office. Your Instagram IDs, please. Okay, Ralph got that. Notice that Manara has more trades hitting stop loss. What's the way forward?
The boot camp. The boot camp.
Boot camp. So again, this is kind of like I said, we're probably jumping steps a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And we don't know kind of, the structure of how to approach Monaro because we have to approach Monaro. Monaro, I always say this, is not a magic robot. You are the trader at the end of the day behind the screen and clicking the buttons on Monaro, right? So you have to have that knowledge and the confidence in what you're looking at to determine if I'm going to enter this or not, right? Monaro gives us the bones and the structure. We are the ultimate deciding factor if we're going to enter or not, right? So Bootcamp. I'm going to show you where that is. How can I be your mentee, Mr. Ralph, and where can I find your live sessions? T-Baby, I am going to show you guys where to find his sessions, and then you guys can also, like Ralph's been saying, reach out to him on Instagram and on Telegram. But you be his mentee by showing up every single week on those live sessions. And like I said, engaging, interacting, being in the chat. So he sees your name and he'll call you out. I promise
Thank
you.
you.
He sees you there multiple times. He'll notice you. Okay.
Thank you.
Can Manara be used to pass any prop firm challenge, Frank? In absolutely no way, shape, or form are any of our products and services designed to pass funding challenges whatsoever. Again, that comes on you as the trader, right? Like I said before with Levi, like Ralph couldn't pass Levi's funding challenge. Levi had to do that. But Levi built up the skill set and the confidence to take that challenge, right? And pay, hey, because you have to pay for your challenges. And then he, stayed within the guidelines of what Ralph obviously told him. And, he just stayed in the guidelines of the challenge. So, Frank, it's going to come down to you, my brother. But that is that. I don't know why I can't get them away now. Hi, Ralph. Can you teach me? I've just joined. Pete, show up to his classes and you will be in good hands, my friend. He will teach you, I promise. And I'm going to show you guys where to start. I'm going to show you guys the boot camp and everything. What is the minimum account you can start with? Ralph, what are your recommendations?
100.
100. Okay, I'll let there. Ralph said 100.
I mean, no. So the thing is that you can start whatever amount you want.
Yeah.
But it could be $10 and etc. But what are you going to do with $10?
Well,
right.
Also, yeah, very true. And Samantha, if this is what is the minimum amount you can start? If you are brand new and this is your first experience trading, we recommend demo account first. Like Ralph was saying, learn how to trade demo, and then when you have $100 that that you're like, okay, I've been practicing for a while now, I feel like I have a little bit of confidence. This $100, I don't care what happens to it. If it's gone, it's gone. Like that's the mentality you have to have. Then, and like Ralph said, instead of throwing a full $1,000, put 100 in and learn how to trade live, right? Which is a good thing that Ralph said.
Can I add something to that? I always advise if you are, especially in the space that we're in with this company, if you want to trade a live account, want to earn, right? I suggest that you just take the trades with the educators. If you have a live account, just take the trades with educators. If you're learning Monaro, use demo. Right? Again, don't start Monaro with your live account thinking that you're gonna know. Do the demo, see the success with your Monaro on the demo account, and then on the live account, just take it with myself, Idris, Abdullah, like those people, because these are the experts. They know what they're doing. So I rather you take your live account, trade with us, than just you playing around trying to figure it out on your live account, and then it's not wise.
Very good. Good insight there. Can you type the ID so I can screenshot? They said, or wait, I skipped one right here. I've been holding a trade for 3 days and one since yesterday because of the news. It hasn't hit TP or stop loss. Should I close the trade?
Yeah, close it. Well, now it's over. I mean, what's called it? Forex. The first session is
closed
over.
now. Yeah, market's closed
so.
now. So
Too late. Sorry.
Go ahead. Ralph, can you teach me? I've just joined. Oh, we got you, Pete. Let me get that. Samantha, we got to you. Anonymous, we got to you. Can you type that?
I think you should just do what you want to, because there's a lot of questions. So I think you should just go ahead, and then because that's a lot. Do you see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still gone. Okay, so where can I find the recordings of the minute? Yep, I've been trading demo. Are these live sessions in the masterclass? Please name. Okay, thank you for both answers. No, just power. Absolutely. Okay, this is a good one we'll hit. Maria says, hey guys, nice to meet you. I'm a newbie, taking it slow, one day at a time. As Ralph said, put at least $100. Say supposedly when it's time to start trading, I do, but if I lost the 100, does it automatically close my brokerage account? I mean, your account's always going to be open.
Yeah.
And you can always refund money if you
Right.
lose $100.
Right.
So hope that answers your questions, my friend. This is another good question. How do you deal with emotions? Because it's 90% psychological, right?
Yeah, I just taught a whole lesson on that yesterday. That's something that I'm about to teach real soon. So because that's a whole lesson, so I can't really talk too much. But a short answer is something that help it is to just have a trading plan. It eases the stress
Hmm.
level when it comes to emotions. When you are not losing a lot, your stress level is a bit lower, right? So when you start losing a lot, or losing not even like L's, like wins or losses, I'm talking about your account itself. So let's
Hmm.
say you lose a big amount at a time, that's where the stress level gets a bit higher. But if you lose, let's for example, you have $100 and you lose $2 out of that, you're not gonna care. All right, you're not gonna care. You need to take 50 trades in order for you to blow that account. 50 straight losses in order for you to blow that account. So that's a lesson that I'm gonna do pretty soon. I can't really go deep into it because it's a lot of stuff to
Right.
talk about.
Right. So hop on class. One more, and then I'm going to show you guys. Is point one lot size too aggressive for $1,000 account,
Hmm.
even if risk management is at 1%?
I mean, that is 1%.
That is one. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. But it depends on if you're taking. So
Right,
how I was taught
right.
is you should never risk more than 3% of your entire account at one time, right?
Yeah,
Ever.
exactly.
And then you should never risk more than 1% per trade. All right.
Exactly.
Well, obviously, like he said, that's 1%. But again, this is getting more into like learning. You have to understand
Yeah,
that risk management that you have. If other trades come in, you have to know how to properly put your a specific lot size to not over leverage that 3%, right? But
right.
no, that's pretty normal there. So a lot of the questions are the same guys. So I'm gonna show you guys how to come in here and find Ralph's sessions. All right. Let me make sure because we're having so much fun. I know this logged me out.
By the way, guys, can we give it up for Chase, man? Chase, I think is doing an extraordinary job. You know, it's not easy to like keep a straight face with me.
No, thank you guys.
I'm
I
just
appreciate
playing.
it.
I'm just playing.
All right, let me share my screen and show you guys exactly.
When do I do my live trading sessions? As I see a question. So it's usually every session, but because I'm doing the boot camp, which ends next week, after next week, I'll be going ahead doing the live trading session will be every session.
Okay. All righty, my friends. Me. All right. So first things first, right? To get access to Ralph, right? We need to have an elite pack, well, entry level pack, right? Well, nah, Ralph. Or do you have access to your live sessions on entry level?
That's a good question because somebody asked me and they said that they didn't. I was like, I'll have to find out.
I have to confirm with this because I know you guys get okay. On the entry level, we get eminence, which you are an educator, but the only thing that's not included
Oh, it's
on
Monara. It's
is
Monara.
Manana. Right.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
So
yeah.
either the entry level pack, right, to have his live sessions, right, elite pack or elite pro pack. Okay. Now that's how you'll have access to Ralph. Now, if you want to specifically use the tool from Manara, you will need either the elite pack or the elite pro pack. All right. That's to utilize it by yourself. All right. Now, cool things that we do have coming out. We have some apps rolling out for you guys. I don't have any set dates. I am in the beta testing stages. I know Ralph can vouch for me as well too. He's sending test
Yeah.
trades and stuff like that. So we're close, right?
Yeah.
But until then, we have to set up our Telegram details. All right. You have to do this. It's 3 little steps. Go to Telegram, search user info bot, click on the bot, click start, and then You just need that ID number that it's going to send you, and then you copy, paste it, and save it. Once you do that, then it's going to give you access to join all of the private channels, right? Because Ralph's not our only educator, right? We got Edris, who's also a Monara educator. We have Luis, right? Who's our Spanish speaking educator, who's one of our most tenured traders, right? So make sure that you guys do that first. Click Monara, and then Forex and Monara training. You can see it right here with Mr. Donqua, right? And you're going to click that link, right? So that's going to add you straight to his private channel. And I'll pull it up actually right here so you guys can see. And I'll show you guys. So Forex and Menard training, that one right here, this is Ralph. And you can see he has a pinned message. New students, start here, please, with a smiley face. Okay. So that is where you guys will start the Forex and Menard training. That is his specific channel. Now, where you guys can find the boot camp is you have to go to our ECA, which can be found in Forex or stocks. You're going to come to ECA real quick. I'm going to log in here. Bada boom. Bada bing. And then you are going to go over to the left-hand side once it decides to load. And where it says live trading sessions, Forex, because he's a Forex educator. And then you're going to go to Monara, because he's a Monara educator. Forex and Monara training, that's his Telegram group, like we just talked about. And then that boot camp can be found in the intro section. Okay. So like Ralph was saying, and a lot of you guys were like, how do I get to the Ralph's calls? Like, where do I learn from? Where are his videos? Like I saw a lot of those same questions in the Q&A, right? So it's literally these steps that I just showed you. You got to log into your Economy back office, go to your ECA, click the live trading sessions tab, go to Monara, Forex and Monara training, and then the intro, you'll literally see right here all of the classes that he's got or that he wants you guys to take for the intro and for the boot camp, right? So again, are you gonna watch all of these videos and be Ralph by next week? Most likely not. Okay. But I always tell you guys that when you watch these videos, you're going to equip yourself with the commonly used language of the trading industry that you're going to hear Ralph talk about and say on a daily basis when you join his live sessions, right? So it's going to get your feet wet and put you in the right direction. Okay. I saw you looking at it, Rob, and put you in the right direction, right? To hop on his calls. Okay. So these are the videos you want. And then obviously, if you're anything like me when I started in the trading space, if I had a video library like this, I'm going through all of his freaking videos. I'm locking myself in my room, turning the lights off, and just going through all these videos and taking notes and doing all that, right? So this intro section is obviously just where he wants you to start. Okay. And then he needs you to get your butt on the live sessions with him so you can continue and grow in your skill set and your knowledge in this space, right? So that is that right there on where the videos are, how to join his private link. And lastly, what I do want to show you guys and gals are some results that the man himself has had since the beginning of the year. So let me bring up, where is Daniela and David? Yep. Boom, bop, pow. Okay. How do I get this up here? Anyway,
You just do what's the name? What's that guy name? Say boom bop bada boom.
Boom, bop, bada link, deep, bop. All right. So year to date, my friends, year to date. This is 2024, January 1st to what day are we at? Friday, May 24th, right now. The man himself has 46. Well, let's just start here, right? 64 trades altogether. We got 46 wins out of those, 17 losses, 2,600 total pips, right? 2,605 to be exact. And that's a 73% increase, right? That you would have had on your account. Following along with his trades. So, again, and like Ralph was saying, this is just Ralph. That's not Edries. That's not Jessica Ramos with stock options. That's not Nigel with indices. That's not our DeFi-verse guys. That's not our RFX guys. That's not, I mean, we could go on and on and on. This is just one educator, right?
Can I do
Touch on these?
can I do a small correction?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's so the increase is actually 260%.
260.
Yeah, the 75 is just the wins. 73 is just the win percentage.
The win per, there you go. Okay, okay. So,
I mean, I'm just,
so excuse me, right? This guy on his account is over a 200% increase on the account. This is the win percentage on the trades, right?
Mara said make it bigger if you can, the image bigger.
Unfortunate. Let me see. How do I do this? Ah,
There you go.
can you see Maro? No, I'm just kidding. So again, year to date trade results, right? 64 trades that he's taken. 46 of those were wins, 17 of those were losses, a total of 2,605 pips, and a 73% win ratio off of those trades.
Right.
Okay. So very good, Mr. Donqua. Very good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. So with all of that being said, my friends, my family, we appreciate you. Ralph, I'd like to give you any last words that you have for anybody. Besides, I know you're going to tell everybody to make sure that they're on your session and everything. But give us some final words.
Yeah, I would say for those of you that are here for the first time or you just started, this is a process, right? I don't know what somebody have told you, but it takes some time for you to be a pro at this. All right. So it's not going to be, I can't say that most likely it's not going to be a month, 2 months. You might see it in a month, you might see it in 2 months, but to be realistic, it's going to take some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give yourself some time.
Yes.
Make sure that you allocate finances to, to your learning process because, sometimes we do, especially summertime, we do a lot of, things that we just waste money. Some of us just waste money, right? So for those of you that have money there, please allocate it. Those of you that don't have money, find a way to make it happen. When I first started trading, I had to cancel my cable. All right, I had to cancel my cable in order for me to have the money to allocate to my success. So there's some things I had to sacrifice in order for me to be where I am today. So if you have to make some sacrifices, go ahead and do so. All right. If, I'm not saying that everyone has to do it, but some of us have to make sacrifices and, that has to be done. Now, if you're here, right, like Chase said, go through the ECA, go through the boot camp, learn, take your time, right? It's not a rush. We're not rushing to be a successful educator, or a trader. But so take your time, get on my sessions. If you have questions, right, just reach out to me on Instagram or Telegram because we see 50 plus questions that need to be answered. And unfortunately, time is up, right? But the sessions, I get to see these things that we're doing, I get to answer everybody's question on the sessions, right? Everybody's questions as we're teaching, we're answering questions. So a lot of this stuff that happens today is just one. We're going to have plenty of other times, right? So take your time. If you're trying to make a decision to get started, I would say that don't think about it, just jump in it, right? Like my parents did. They just pushed me in the pool. There's a swim. Not playing. They didn't do that. But I just jumped in the pool. I learned how to swim myself. Nobody taught me. And that's what I would say. So guys, we're here to help. We're here to help you to be successful in learning, but it's going to take some time, all right? That's what I have to say. Like I was saying, Mr. Danko signing out. Yeah.
Jay's out of here. I'll see you guys on Monday for our onboarding call. back to regular scheduled programming. And next week, I'll have a brand new guest for you guys, and we'll do it all again. All right. Everybody have a safe weekend. Stay blessed. Holiday week
Woo!
over here in the States, and we will talk soon. Peace.